Our first question comes from Rebecca Harlow, MSG.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. You've talked a lot about how you really want the guys to bring the same intensity, energy every day, regardless of a win or a loss. Who's a guy that really sets the tone in that way and exemplifies that kind of work ethic, no matter what?
Yeah, I think we have a number of guys, and we've asked everyone. We want a team of leaders. I think right now Julius has set the tone in terms of being in great shape and having high energy every day in practice and practicing well and that sort of thing. But I think as a group overall, I've been very pleased with that approach. And obviously, we're just disappointed with the way we played last night. But today, just great concentration, get back to it, learn from our mistakes, and try to get better.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, just a little bit, I guess, off the wall question. But when you go against somebody like Mike Malone, who you've worked with, and I'm sure you've gone against him before, do you coach differently? Do you see, this guy knows what I think here, I know what he thinks here?
Yeah, I've known Mike since he was a young kid, and he comes from a great basketball family. Of course, his dad is an all-time great coach, and so Mike's been around a long time. He's done an unbelievable job in Denver. So his teams have always played really well on both sides of the ball. And he's done a terrific job there. So we know we're going to have to bring our best tomorrow.
Greg Joyce, New York Post.
I'm watching it. Was it as simple as the shots just not falling last night, or was there something else with the offense that you would have liked to see kind of improve?
Well, I think it was a compilation of things, and it was really on both sides of the ball. And you just can't shortcut things. And I thought that, and I don't think there was anything intentional. I thought we started off the game where we had the lead, and but we didn't play with the urgency and the toughness that you need to play with when you do get a lead. And so again, we're a work in progress, and we're striving to be a 48-minute team. And if we don't play hard and with great intensity and share the ball, play unselfishly, it's going to be tough. But I like the resiliency of the team, and we got to have that fight every night. Some nights we may fall short, but we have to learn from it and get ready for the next day.
Mike Vorkanoff, The Athletic.
Tom, have you seen teams kind of adjust and start playing Julius differently since his good start to the season? Have you seen them kind of try to defend him differently?
Yeah, well, I think anytime you have a player playing at the level that he's playing at, you're going to get different types of schemes thrown at you. And I think for the most part, he's prepared himself well. He's reading the game well, and that's where we're getting good offense is off of what they're doing, whether it be the double team in the post or the way they handle the dribble handoff and that sort of thing. And so the big thing is you have to read the game. The game tells you what to do. And so when the second and third defender come, which is exactly what you want, you got to make the right play and the right read. And I think for the most part, he's done that. I thought last night was he was out of rhythm a little bit, obviously because of the foul trouble. But then he got going a little bit in the second half. But, we didn't rebound the ball well enough to win. There were a lot of loose balls late in the game that we didn't get to when the game was very winnable.
Greg Joyce, New York Post.
Tom, do these practice days take on an added importance this year, just with the way the schedule is, not being able to have as many, real practice days as you would in a normal season?
Yeah, I think you have to make the best of whatever your circumstances are. And so we talked about that at the beginning of the season, whether it's a walkthrough in a ballroom, a shoot around, or a practice session or film session. It has to be great. We have to be great in every area because of all those things. And it's a challenge that every team is faced. We're all faced with the same thing. And I think the teams that adapt best will succeed.
We have time for two more. The next question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom. I just wondering, I know you're talking about practice today. Was today the first full practice for Austin with the team?
No, I mean, and today was more preparation for the Denver game, and just going over some of the corrections from last night. But he's done a few practices now, and so and they're probably not as complete a practice as you normally would do based on where we are in the schedule with our road games and the things we did a lot of ballroom stuff, film sessions, and more or less light practices. And so in terms of, you'd like to have a stretch where you're home and you can get some things done over an extended period of time, but you also have to look at where you are in the schedule and what's coming.
And our final question comes from Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic.
Tom, there's been kind of a push to play more zone defenses around the league. Obviously, you guys have seen that a number of times this year. It doesn't seem like you guys have done that a good amount or much at all this season. Is there a reason why you've avoided it? And do you think that'll be something in your repertoire going forward?
Yeah, it's something that we've discussed. I think you have to prioritize the things that you're getting in. And we actually probably done it a little bit more than people realize. And there's definitely zone concepts to our man-to-man defense. And so we'll eventually add more to it. But in out-of-bounds situations, we have done it quite a bit.